everyone, welcome back to another video from Psyched About Life, where we talk about psychology, life growth, and personal development. Now today's video is going to be a lot like the others where we talked about the unconscious and the conscious mind. This one is going to be more so in the areas of video gaming. So I recently got this book, not just because I love the Legend of Zelda and everything Zelda, but I also love psychology, and the two combine into one kind of category. Into this book, it's the Psychology of Zelda, linking our world to the Legend of Zelda series. And the reason why I'm making this video is because we want to see the concept of projection in a more positive view. And we tend to hear about projection in many different negative kind of ways. So I wanted to bring forth this concept of projection in a positive outlook. So we're going to start off with talking about Carl Jung, or Carl Jung, however you want to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure it's Carl Jung. He's a psychoanalyst. He is a student from Sigmund Freud. So he kind of piggybacked off of Freud's concept of the theory of minds and the more deep psychological kind of realm of conscious and unconscious minds. And so he challenged Freud's concept of projection of like the person projecting their feelings onto another person into a more meaningful symbolic way of living. So it kind of brings forth a more positive look. Now, I think it's important because we always see projection in a negative way, and I really commend people that challenge, a lot like scientists and psychologists, challenging these already introduced concepts and challenging the way we look at them. So I think projection could have many positive interpretations. So one thing I wanted to talk about was that all the contents of our unconscious are constantly being projected onto our surroundings. For Jung, projection was a kind of bridge between the inner and outer worlds, allowing us to enrich our mundane lives with inner meaning. And where the Legend of Zelda comes in, Link,
hey, listen,
a protagonist. Incidentally, this bridge between worlds is also implied in the name Link. He exists as a connecting bridge, a link between the player's inner world and the imaginal kingdom of Hyrule. Looking at these archetypes, developing a more expansive concept of projection, it kind of looks at our ability to give our external world meaning from our inner world. And that could be in when we play video games, we kind of project our wanting to be, this hero into the video game itself, where we're able to kind of live that reality. And we bring forth meaning to our life through this video game. Not literally, but it's just kind of connecting the two for a greater meaning and symbolism. And that's why I found that section in particular, even though I just literally started reading this book, I found it very interesting, and I want to make a lot more parts of this video because I feel like there's a lot of really cool concepts and theories in this book that link together literally video games and the psychology behind it, and why we love these repetitive games so much. The same story told in different ways and similar ways, and we love coming back to the same hero, Link. And I find it really meaningful to kind of make that connection and bring that relationship forth. So, but just really quickly, projection can be beneficial or destructive because we project all the time. All human relationships begin with a significant amount of projection. Because we're always doing this, we're not always aware of when we're doing this. So unless we can be self-aware constantly, which is very unlikely, hence why a lot of us struggle with growth and mindfulness, we're constantly projecting. So there's definitely going to be benefits as well as negative connotations there. We see this projection in the game Zelda, for example, or Breath of the Wild. I'll take that game because I love it and I play it any day. We try to live this heroic protagonist lifestyle through Link. So we project ourselves in wanting to be that kind of archetype and that kind of personality trait, and we live through it in that imaginable world of Hyrule, in that kingdom, through Link. So, and that brings us joy, and that's why we keep coming back to this game, or to any video game similar, to live that role, that we're projecting ourselves, those traits, onto that character or protagonist. By playing the role of the hero, aka Link, we're able to gain a small bit of familiarity with what it's like to live a more courageous life. Confidence, perseverance, and triumph become lived experiences rather than distant impossibilities. So it's kind of like we live through this character, this protagonist, and that's kind of where that projection comes from and that psychological theory, and why projection is so much more in depth than using it in a negative connotation. There's a lot more to it that we forget. Projection really has those positive and negative qualities. So that's kind of what this video is all about. It kind of is an introduction to the book, and I want to make a lot more parts like I mentioned prior. I feel like if you love psychology, if you love video games, there's a lot to learn and take away from this. You know, take whatever resonates, but in general, I feel like you may find this interesting. So anyway, stay tuned for more videos, and thanks for watching. Bye.